minutes between two deputies.
Thank you. Thank you very much indeed. And look, we're delighted to have this debate, even though Deputy Matthew McGrath has been fighting for this debate in the Business Committee, I think, for 10 weeks. A debate on fishing for taking 10 weeks before we could happen here. It really says it all, don't it? And it's on a Thursday evening when most rural deputies have to get back to their constituents. But anyway, we'll take what we can get, even if we have to wait 10 weeks. Many farmers will be forced out of business, Minister, if nothing changes soon for farmers who are facing an unprecedented input cost crisis. There is now growing fears that many farm businesses may go under as a result of soaring farm input costs. Even before the current input cost crisis, farmers are facing a unique set of acute and chronic stressors, including farm bureaucracy, climate conditions, animal and crop disease outbreaks, time pressures, workplace hazards, rural crime, finance, isolation, machinery breakdown and media criticism. Farmers across all sectors are being hit by an array of spiralling input costs, which are completely eroding margins, which were already through the roof. The Rural Independent Group have been calling on the Agriculture Minister and the Government to address this urgent crisis since last summer. However, so far the Minister has completely failed to address this crisis in any proper manner. Last week you announced some money towards farmers cutting silage, but like everything else this Government announces, the devil is in the detail. As a farmer who has a milking cow won't get a cent. The suckler farmer who will qualify, most of them will only get 200 or 300 euros. That's the bottom line, because that's what they're telling me in West Cork, because they won't have the amount of land to qualify for the full amount. The Minister may have issued a press release or two to suggest that a new pig scheme may come on board, but so far that is all it is, a press release announcing a scheme which is grossly insufficient to meet the growing needs of even that sector. We're here again today, having been calling for this debate, as I said, for weeks, for immediate action from Government and issuing the strongest possible warning that the farming sector is in deep despair over the cost spiral, and many farmers are now genuinely saying to us that they are unable to take ongoing losses. But I wonder, is this exactly what you want to hear, Minister, to see farmers go to business? Will fit nicely into the green plan for this country. Perhaps what is most disappointing in all this is that the ministers have completely gone to ground during the crisis, which impacts every farm in the country. The Minister's response is, quite frankly, completely unacceptable. The ongoing silence, Minister, as this crisis has deepened over the past 6 months, demonstrates an arrogant disregard for the entire farm sector, which has ministerial or state responsibility for. Even data compiled by state organisation Tagus highlights that aggregate or across-the-board input prices rose by 30% over the last year, with increases in certain fertiliser plus 200%, fuel 38.5%, feed 20% and electricity 22%. This situation is simply not sustainable at the current levels. However, you, Minister, and the Government know this, but despite this remain completely silent, taking no action and being as out of touch and arrogant as a British landlord during the famine times in Ireland. The lack of action by the Government to support farm families is bitterly unfair and cruel. Farmers cannot and certainly should not be treated in this manner. And I suppose, look, I have to give time there to Deputy Grau. I would like to talk about fishing. We don't have time. We should have a debate on fishing here. There's a tie-up scheme and a decommissioning scheme. You promised us, Minister, that there's no. You didn't announce a tie-up scheme. The decommissioning scheme is what people are looking for, that announcement. What is happening? And I know you visited Keele Big Pier and Union Hall recently, and they have failed to get the funding to secure that pier. And now parts of that pier have been shut down by the council.